ask you to just close your eyes for a minute before we begin. Close your eyes. Now I would like you to imagine the best climate that you could picture. Someplace you've been before, someplace you think has the best climate. Go ahead and get that picture in your minds. Okay, now open your eyes. My guess is that most of you were thinking about something that was related to climate in terms of weather. Like you might like to be on a sunny beach, or you may be someone who likes the snow. I'm not sure anybody really likes the lightning and thunder and that kind of thing. But although Meg was picturing that, she likes a rainy day in her pajamas. Or as it relates to the terrain, maybe you like it where it's nice and dry. You might like it where it's green. So these are the things that we typically associate with a really good climate. Now let me just ask you before we move on to the point tonight. And does anybody know what the city, any city in the world, which one is named with the best climate? Anybody have a guess?
I know what the Latin capital is.
Yes, we do. Best climate. Give it a guess. No, but Hawaii's on the list. Some cities in Hawaii. It is in the
San
United
Diego.
States. San Diego, yes. San Diego has an average temperature between 57 and 71 degrees, and they have over 300 sunny days. So if you feel like you want a vacation somewhere with a really nice climate, go ahead and go there. But tonight what we're going to talk about is climate as it relates to a group or a club. So it describes the shared perceptions of people who are in a particular group. And so why is this important? Why is this a topic that we need to talk about as Toastmasters? And so really the climate of the club, and our club in particular, really determines two important things. And that is new guests who come, they feel good about the experience, they'll come again, and eventually they'll join the club. And then also those members who are already in the club have a good experience week after week. They'll continue to grow and they'll continue to come back. So that's why the club's climate is very important. There are two deciding factors about club climate. Very simple, straightforward, and let me tell you what they are. First, it has to do with the learning environment that we set up in the club. So you'll see we have two key people in here, and I'll tell you in a minute why they are selected here on the slide. But the learning environment includes many things. It includes even the room itself, the fact that it's conducive to us presenting and learning, and I think we have that going on. The fact that it's organized. And then, of course, the fact that we have an educational plan in place that we're following and is very organized. And so that's why I would like to now give credit to, it is the Vice President of Education who dictates and keeps us all on track as it relates to the educational program and us growing in this learning environment. And so that would be Brenda, who is leaving that particular role. And now we're going to look to Shirley, who will be in the role of keeping us going. And especially she has got a really tough job because we're switching our educational program to the pathways now. She's got to learn all of that and then pass it on to us. So I feel so confident in Shirley's hands that she is just going to do an amazing job continuing with the learning environment that we have already established and all the growth we have individually from that. Now the second thing are the members. All of you, the member interaction is the second deciding factor in the climate that a club has. So you see how we've got this beautiful shot of the club here. That's on our Facebook page, on our website, and on the Facebook page. So that's our group. So this part is important. Now you've got to listen because this is all about you and some of the things you need to do to help with the climate. So here are your responsibilities. 3 I'm going to give you so you can remember that. Not too difficult, but first up you need to set an example. Next you need to welcome guests. And you need to show other members you care. Those are the 3 things that you need to focus on that you want to get out of tonight. So setting an example. So that could come in the form of many different things. Coming prepared. Okay, there's a lot of roles that we have. You see many people are taking on different duties. They're jumping into things maybe they weren't expecting. They're coming with their books. All of those things relate to arriving prepared and being prepared for a meeting. We should be offering assistance, helping out when we need. Also volunteering to do things, whether that be in the club or outside of the club as we need that. You know, the club has many needs as well outside of the club. And then also supporting each other in many ways. So I'd like to just show the range of the members that we have, both, I'm not going to say old and new, more experienced or been with us longer, like Walter in the middle, who definitely steps up and volunteers to edit all the videotapes on a regular basis, and all of that goes on behind the scenes. He's taking his time to do that. And I really have to say, you know, from Gurmeet to Ron and Rich, all of the things that you, and Frank, all of the things that you have been involved in over the course of the year, and this has been a new year for you. You just step up and do whatever it takes. And I want to just tell the story about Scott and being prepared. Scott was the Toastmaster of the evening a few weeks ago, and I'm not sure I've ever gotten so many phone calls and emails and texts about, okay, well, what am I supposed to do here? All right, I have this prepared now. Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Hey, I have a question about when I get up to the lectern, what should I be saying? Am I the one who's going to introduce the invocation? I mean, he wanted to be sure that he, yes, for Mother's Day, and he had all kinds of examples and things. He wanted to be sure that he just did an amazing job. I mean, I really feel like that really shows how that makes a difference, how that really is an important thing, something like that, just being prepared. Next would be welcoming the guests, and it's important that we say that first impressions count. And so we do have a few guests in the room here, so I hope that you do feel welcome. I think we'll make you guys feel a little bit more welcome when the meeting, as we wrap up the meeting, because we'll have a little bit more time to talk to you. But as we were in the room earlier, did you greet the guests? Did you say, you know, how'd you find us here? Did you offer to sit with them or give them a place to sit? Those things are really important. You may not realize it because you may be caught up in some other things that you're doing, but let's, as a club, make sure we have that warm climate and do the things that we need to for the guests. Now, also, as they're leaving tonight, tell them we're so happy that you were here. Invite them to come back, those kind of things. And so I have Shirley and Wesley here because those are two of the vice presidents of membership that we had who were in charge of greeting guests at the door. Shirley is moving out of that role. Wesley did it before. I thought he might be here tonight. And then we've got Julian, who we're going to make our lead in that area. He'll be back, but he is going to be our new vice president of membership, and he will be in charge of that. But he can't do it alone. It is a very difficult task, and Shirley can tell us it's hard to keep track of everything. More than one person sometimes come in and out, so let's all make it a point to greet our guests and make a good first impression. And speaking of first impressions, we also had a lot of crazy times that perhaps if a guest came in, they might say, what the heck is going on in this club? From crazy outfits and crazy moves, Alexander, and to our Halloween party and themed speeches and all of those. That's just a little sample of some of the fun. Actually, what makes us known as the youngest and funnest club, and I thought you might enjoy a little bit of that. And then the last one would be to show members that you care. Everyone in the room, all of those people who are already members, we need to show each other that we care. So things like being a mentor, evaluating effectively. I bring those two things up because I've got Jim's picture there, and those two things really just make me think of Jim all the time, because Jim was my mentor when I first started, and he continues to be. He never said, "Oh, you know what? You've been here long enough. I don't want to do this for you anymore." He continues to help me grow and give me advice for things that I can do. Showing an interest in other people, recognizing achievements. I got to say, Celeste, I appreciate the notes that you write to me when I have a role at the meeting saying that I made you happy or I did a good job. I really do appreciate that. And I think we will notice things that we do like that for each other. And so I think we're on our way, but I just want to be sure that we remember some of these things that are very important as it relates to our club climate. And speaking of achievements, we, as a club, because of all the things that we have done individually, we've earned what's considered the President's Distinguished Club Award. We had to achieve at least 9 out of 10 areas. We met all 10 areas, which are the result of each member being responsible and working together to be the club that we are. So I'd like to show you just how many people are involved in doing that by giving you awards, starting with membership. Just signing up and being a member for this past year is part of how our club has achieved that. So we have new members: Raj, Thomas, AGL, Laura, Jose, Julian, can you stay up here, Laura? Oh, Bilal, Mano, Michael, Ethan, Alexander, Stanton, Frank, Mr. Rich, Jeremy, Scott, Ron, there was also a component related to communication. All the speaking we do leads to awards, and we had several speakers. Wesley won a communication, a competent communicator. Ron, Don Crew, and Alan. Also, we had some advanced communicators. We had Jay Finari, advanced communicator bronze. Ed was an advanced communicator, silver. In leadership, we had our members, including Jay Finari, competent leader. Adam, competent leader. And there's also service involved. All of our officers are serving the club. We had John Morse as our sergeant at arms, Meg Smith as the secretary, the VP of PR, Shirley Rao, Vice President of Membership, Brenda Adams, Vice President of I'd say that the weekly video editing by Walter Schloman. And although he's not here, I'd like to just have one last award of excellence to someone who just went above and beyond in terms of organizing additional events, like our table topics tournament that we had, like that evaluation meeting that we had, many things. Also stepping up as the sergeant at arms, even though he was a DTM, because we just needed it. John Morse, round of applause. And we have the best climate that a club should have, and I look forward to having more of that in this upcoming year under Brenda's leadership. Thank you, everybody.